Oh, fucking Jamahal Hill. All right, so he's pissed that Roundtree is getting a title shot at Poatan. Now,
but
listen.
why would you be mad? Roundtree coming off a loss.
Coming off a win.
So coming off a win
5 wins.
against Lionheart.
Smith.
Anthony Smith was supposed to fight Hill.
Just pause for a second.
Pops for juice. And I'll just cut the line.
Okay, it's not his fault. First of all, Jamahal Hill needs to shut the fuck up, though.
So that is his fault, but now keep going.
All right, let's talk about the real issue here. All right, Alex Pereira is getting a shitload of flack for this, right? Do you feel like Alex Pereira strikes you as a guy that's fearful of man?
No, he'll fight anybody. He has nothing to do with him
He is the scariest dude in the UFC right now. He smiles less than Fedor, right? So I'm going to be critical, but it's not of Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira will fight fucking anybody. I mean, he joined the UFC just to chase Izzy and beat the shit out of him. When he joined the UFC, Dana White has gone on record saying he didn't think he'd be successful. I did not think he'd be successful. He's an older kickboxer. I thought it'd be exactly like Gohan Saki, right? A prolific kickboxer. I thought he'd be fine.
Or like Biggie Boy, like Rosenstruck.
I thought more like Gohan Saki because Saki is more prolific in glory and stuff, as was Poatan, right?
I'm just thinking older kickboxer transitions to UFC.
But Biggie Boy I wasn't as familiar with, whereas Saki I was and Poatan I was, right? So I thought he'd come in and he would do his thing, whatever, right? So, but here's the underlying true issue. All this comes back to one guy.
The UFC hates Magomed Ankalaev.
UFC hates Magomed Ankalaev. So the headline here is Jamahal Hill's pissed about Poatan. That's not the story. The story is Dana White fucking hates Magomed Ankalaev, right? And what happened was this. You have an exciting Leon Edwards, head kicking, Usman to death and shit like that. And he loses to Bilal Muhammad, who Mark's a fan of. Remember the name that no one does. And Dana White's like, I can't have this fucking happen again. So you get a Magomed Ankalaev, who, by the way, is exciting. People, for some reason, believe he's not exciting. His fight IQ leaves a tremendous amount to be desired.
I don't think it's as bad as
horrible,
some other
Mark.
guys. It's bad.
He need fucking Johnny Walker in the head after killing him, and then Johnny Walker's like, they're like, where are you? He goes, the desert. Rob, have you heard this story? So Magomed's beating the shit out of Johnny Walker, right? He legally knees him in the head. They're in Abu Dhabi. So Johnny Walker, being the perpetual genius he is, tells the doctor that he is in the desert, which is, it's true. But he's in Abu Dhabi. The doctor goes, you're not in the desert, stupid. You're in fucking Abu Dhabi. They wave off the fight. Are you talking about
the guy who blew out his shoulder in a victory doing the worm?
Correct.
Isn't the smartest guy in the room?
So Magomed has fumbled the bag a few times at title shots. Dana White is relieved. So Dana decides going forward to avoid any possibility of Magomed getting a shot at the title. He just hates the idea, whether he says it or not. So, and by the way, Alex Pereira would fight Magomed Ankalaev. Of course he would. Obviously, he'd fight anyone. Yeah. He doesn't give a shit, right? Magomed wants his shot at the title, but he can't articulate it because he's like fucking just furled about fucking striking daggy. So Dana goes, okay, we're going to have Magomed fight a guy in Alexander
Rakic.
R-A-K-I-C.
I get it wrong every single time.
Alexander Rakic, coming off 2 losses. And a knee injury.
Like a career-altering
but he's
knee injury.
Super dangerous.
Yeah.
So he goes, okay, Magomed, here you go. Here's a guy coming off 2 losses. You are in a 5-strike fight.
Magomed had no complaints. You know that, right? Magomed goes, yeah, I'll fucking kill this dude.
Not smart. But anyways, and then they go, okay, Pereira, you're gonna fight Khalil Roundtree, who's technically on a 5-fight win streak. His greatest win is off a super short notice Anthony Smith, and Roundtree just popped for a banned substance. Now he's
supposed to fight Hill.
Yeah, and he got a super short 2-month suspension. The UFC's pretending like that fight makes sense. So Hill's bullshit.
I'll tell you, I like watching Roundtree. He's such an explosive finisher, but he does not deserve the title shot.
No,
that's all there is to it.
But it's so perfect too, because look at the scenario now. Pereira fights Roundtree, which Roundtree's dangerous. He beat Gokan Saki, but
he obviously shouldn't win the fight. He's going to be
and Pereira should probably beat him.
Yep.
Magomed's occupied. He could lose to Rakic. That's a coin toss fight. I think Magomed should beat him. But now Pereira goes, okay, I beat Roundtree. Who does he fight next?
DDP.
Drickus at 185, baby.
And Magomed's just screwed.
And then Dana goes, look, I don't know what to tell you. the bouts, the belt is occupied. Poatan has.
Well, maybe Magomed can move up after Aspinall's 7th interim title defense when John Jones never fights.
That's true. Yeah, so there's a lot to unpack there, but Jamahal Hill unfortunately doesn't have a leg to stand on. I like Jamahal Hill. I like him, but he complains about everything. He complained that when he hit Pereira in the balls, and Pereira was like, "I'm not going to stop," that affected the outcome of the fight. It's like, well, don't hit him in the balls and don't get knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, you and I both got knocked out, but you needed oxygen after Pereira knocked him out.
He's tough to like sometimes. I like when he fights, but sometimes his post
fights. Like, you needed oxygen. He's like, I literally just knocked you out. He's like, yeah, but you needed oxygen.
You hit me in the balls. I ignored. I was like, I'm cool, and then I knocked you the fuck out easily in a not competitive fight at all, and pointed like this. Yeah, awesome.